Hello, Internet. Hello, Sam, and welcome back to another episode of After Campfire. My name is Henry. I'm one of your hosts on this journey, and we're going to go on a little ride today. A little ride, a little adventure, You understand? You know where we're going? We're going to a place together. We're going to experience some stuff and things. Yeah, that's what we do here on this channel. We also sometimes answer questions, but for some reason, Sam forgot to answer my question in his last video. I already talked to him about it. He had audio issues on his first version of it, then he made another version, but he forgot to answer the question on the new version. Whatever. I just like giving him crap for it, because it's fun. And I'm gonna give him more crap in this episode, and it's gonna be fun. It's all good. It's all good fun. Yes. Alright, so where was I? After Campfire. I usually do a Henry's Diary of How to Adult, which is a story about how my life is going on. Did you know that it was called Henry's Diary of How to Adult? Because this channel began when I was in college trying to get a job, and it was hard, and I got one, and now I've had this job for 3 years. It's been just over 3 years now. In fact, I probably should have mentioned something in my last episode, because I think that was a bit closer to the 3-year mark. Okay, yeah, work's going fine this week and last week. As far as Henry's Diary of How to Adult, I'm a bit more busy now. I don't remember if I explained what my previous situation was, where there was 3 people working on one robot, which was like one robot's and one person's worth of work, but like it was okay-ish because one of the guys was teaching the other guy, but then I was just sitting there. But now it's fine because now I'm the one setting up the next robot. So I'm actually doing stuff. Yes! I'm not hating every minute of my work. Because I'm not just sitting there doing nothing. Anyways, yeah, so that's what's going on with that. Yeah. Sam, I asked you about, what's your favorite finales or, what's, an example of your favorite kind of finale of anything in real life, in media, whatever you wanted to talk about. And you forgot to answer. Boo. So I guess I'm answering it first? And I was mentioning this because because Endgame had just come out and a whole other things are, ending now. Like Magic the Gathering and stuff. Their current storyline. And Endgame is a good example for one that's just super incredible and is just so good for what it is. As a finale and capstone for all the MCU as of now. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure in my last episode I said the 22 years of the MCU instead of the 22 movies. Whoops. I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty damn close. What's wrong with me today? I don't know. I'm in a weird mood. That's why this is going on. Look at my new stretchy pants! I got new pants for bouldering and rock climbing and stuff. But it took a very long time to arrive because they're from a Kickstarter thing, and it took forever to arrive. But now I have them, and I'm going climbing later. So, pants. Anyways. So, yeah. Endgame's a good example, but the one I really wanted to talk about, just because it's kind of different, is I thought the final episode of Psych was one of the best I've ever seen. Because I feel like a lot of TV shows just have really disappointing ends. A lot of shows just last too long, and I'm talking about American shows right now mostly, though same could be said for lots of anime. Looking at you, Bleach and Fairy Tail, freaking endings are garbage. Yeah, but Psych, its finale did such a good job of remembering what it is and being a really good episode of Psych, but also kind of introducing some new things and talking about where the characters are going to go after the show is over, they're moving to San Francisco and stuff like that. And I can't remember all the details now because it's been years since it came out, but I also remember that it hinted at a crossover with the TV show Monk, which is really cool because Psych was the spiritual successor for Monk. So that made me super happy because I really loved Monk, and that's how I got into Psych. And I just remember it being fantastic. A few other examples of just really good finales for media, just Eureka. The show kind of went off hill towards the end, but the very last scene is perfect because it ties in perfectly to the beginning, and I love that. Full Metal Alchemist is just a perfect story if you're in through, and it has a very excellent and fitting end. Yeah, those are the main ones coming to me right now. There's plenty of good endings out there, even though many are disappointing. It's really hard to satisfy your fans with something they'll enjoy for the end. I mean, tonight, the final episode of Game of Thrones comes out, and if you're aware at all with what's going on with that, people are not happy with the season. To be fair, as I'm pretty sure I said in my previous episode or two episodes, I thought Game of Thrones was heading downhill for years. So I'm ready for it to be over. I know a lot of people had real strong opinions about the last episode, and I can understand why they felt that because the plot was rushed, but also, if you didn't think that was gonna happen, what is wrong with you? It was so obvious. It was obvious since like season 1. Ah! I just wish they did it better, because I'm trying not to spoil things. Yeah. So, Sam's question to me was interesting because he like asked me like about who would make me starstruck, which is a weird question to ask me because like unlike Sam, I don't care much for like specific bands. Like sure, I like music, but I don't like follow any bands, and I'm not really into following celebrities at all. So being starstruck, and I'm also from LA, so I like randomly have met celebrities every now and then. But I feel like the one that would probably do it for me is Robert Downey Jr. because he like is the star of my favorite character of and basically created my favorite or one of my favorite media franchises, the MCU of all time, and it's just so much of my life has been just awesome because of this man. Also, he's awesome in Sherlock, his movies. And the third one's coming out next year, I think? Maybe this year even. I don't even know. There's no trailers yet. I know it's coming out soonish. But that's exciting. But he's the only person I could think of where I would be nervous to meet because I'm like, you're just so awesome. And how are you? How do you exist, you crazy man? But I feel like from any interviews and stuff I've seen, he'd be pretty chill to meet. He'd be cool. But that's my best answer. Anyways, my turn to ask a question to you, Sam, even though you're going to be at camp next weekend with Brittany. And I feel like basically every time you go to camp for a weekend and say you're going to make a video, you don't. So I don't really know if it's worth asking a question. Ha! But Brittany will be there, and she's probably watching this, so she'll maybe yell at you to make it. But so, Sam, for one, answer my last question, because it was rude not to. You already told me you would. So you better. There I go. I'm pointing at the camera. And what's another question? Well, you know what? Screw it. I asked about favorite endings, and I'm about to watch the finale of Game of Thrones in a few hours, which is bound to be bad. What's one of the worst endings you've ever seen? Hey, perfect. There are 2 questions that line up, and since you're going to answer both, this is fine. This is great. So it could be perfect finales for worst finales for movies, TV shows, books, real life, I hated the finale of high school, because of reasons. For both of these questions, try not to spoil things if it seems like it's a huge deal, not the things, I mean, yeah. That's my episode. Farewell? Sayonara? I saluted. Who am I saluting to? I'm not really a salute person. I like doing that. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with me. Goodbye.